Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Resilience+Rise, where we explore the stories of extraordinary individuals who have turned life's challenges into powerful opportunities for growth and impact. Each week, I shine a light on those people who inspire others with their resilience, innovation, and unwavering drive to make a difference. These are the people who have faced life's toughest challenges and come out stronger, more resilient, and with a renewed sense of purpose. Resilience Plus Rise is not just a podcast, it's a space where powerful stories are shared, where adversity transforms into strength, and where ordinary lives, by adding a little extra, becomes extraordinary inspiration. Today, I'm so thrilled. As I just mentioned before, people who inspire with their resilience, innovation, and unwavering drive. I'm so thrilled to welcome not one, but an exceptional couple that I just had the good fortune of meeting just few weeks back, Sarv and Veena Grover. They are a true embodiment of grit and determination. Before we can get into them, let me just give a brief purview about who they are. They are very young people. Sarv is 85 years old. He's a retired general surgeon, a retired commander of USNR. He had a general surgery practice for 25 years and a CMO for California State Prison for 11 years. He's also from the United States Navy Reserve Commander. He took care of the veterans and he enjoys working with the federal and the state government. He has been the past president of the Indian Medical Association of California, Southern California. Veena, what can I talk about her? An amazing lady that I've come across. She, I won't tell a lady's age, but you can understand. She has been a growth, a embodiment of courage and growth for a lot of people. Her strength has been yoga. But before that, do you know what she was doing? She was just a housewife. She said, just a housewife. But she wanted to do something being active. And of all the things what you could think about, she took into taekwondo. And she just did not stop over there. She went ahead and built her belt over belt over belt and international taekwondo. She became one of the instructor type of a element. She had few injuries, and then when she was introduced to yoga, she got into the fusion of getting taekwondo and yoga together. And she combines both these elements together and provides education to many of the people around her home county and around in places in states. And just in the recent past, they were on a cruise going to one of those cruise places. What do you do in cruise? You sit out by the beach, I mean, by the pool and have a drink. No, this couple goes around and teaches yoga to the other members of the fraternity. How lovely it is. Let me be thankful and grateful in introducing Sarv and Veena Grover. Thank you, people. Please welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I don't know if I've missed out. Of course, I've missed out a lot of things, but do correct me if I had done some incorrect information. But this is such a huge pride for me having y'all on the podcast because so far I have been having people who are on the podcast who have been having their challenges who have risen above. But this is the first time I'm having such a young couple on my podcast because from what I have learned about y'all just keep on making use of life every day, every time in some way or the other. Y'all have been in United States for 60 years and been married for 60 years. Y'all have got four children and nine grandchildren. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Seven grandchildren.
Seven
Three,
grandchildren. Okay.
three children.
Three children,
Three
seven
children. Okay. So, actually, my first question would directly go into how do you all stay together for such a long time? Where in today's world, where people, after you all talk about 60 years, at times in places I've heard 60 days is also a challenge. What is the secret of your relationship? Let's start with that.
Tina, you started.
Humility.
Okay. So,
Listen to each other.
okay.
Say less, listen more. And
Okay.
two people don't talk the same time.
Okay. And what about you, Sarv? What has your secret ingredient to make your relationship turn more beautiful?
Well, respect the other party.
Okay.
We may have different viewpoints, and we have to accept the other's perspective as well.
Okay.
Uh, for love is more than just a word. It should be caring. If you care for the other person, which I do, that's my way of expressing my love. And I think between the two of these statements, that makes our 60 years of marriage a lasting one, and hopefully till the very end.
Fantastic. That's so wonderful. So, I mean, I'm young comparatively, but I would still say God bless. A question which comes up is now when we're talking about 60 years, we are talking about mid 60s, 1960s, when y'all came to US. It would have been a different environment, and y'all were at that point of time settled down in New York, Buffalo. And through Veena, I realized that y'all had different challenges, and it could be because of different elements. So, Sarv, what was the attitude that you took that you wanted to create an impact, make a difference to the profession that you were in, which you were a doctor? How did you make that happen?
Well, let me say that my interest into medicine came when I was still a child,
Hmm.
and the civil servant of the town where we were living would come and take care of our family at times. And I was impressed by the humility and humanity of the doctor.
Okay,
And so I decided at very young age that I want to be a doctor when I grow up. And that's how I did my medical schooling, which was very competitive. I stood third in the Punjab University examination, uh, starting from my college, DAV College in Jalandhar city in Punjab. And 5 years of medical school at Medical College, Government Medical College of Amritsar, Punjab. Uh, and then house job, junior and senior house surgeon.
okay,
Then casualty medical officer for 6 months over there at VJ Hospital in Amritsar. Then I had to progress from there. And I wanted to be a general surgeon because general surgeon of the hospital was my role model there.
wonderful. So you had a goal, you had an ambition,
I
working
had
towards
ambition.
it. Yes. Okay.
So uh, the PGI, the Postgraduate Medical Institute, was just started in Chandigarh, India. And I was one of the students in the first batch for that PGI in surgery. And I got my postgraduate degree of MS, Master of Surgery, from there in 1966. And since my other class fellows uh, at that from that PGI were also looking forward to heading to USA for further training.
Okay.
And I said, I want to be a better trained surgeon before I start my surgical career. That's what brought us to USA. The hospital, I applied to different uh, hospitals in USA, especially in the northeast part of the country of this country, because I was a little more familiar with that part of the country.
Okay.
I got acceptance from Mercy Hospital in Buffalo, New York, uh, who sent me a return airline ticket,
No, a telegram.
and then sent me a prepaid telegram saying, "You better decide. We want to have you right away."
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
So I accepted it
Okay.
and started my career in that hospital uh, in 1966, July 1st.
Okay. Fantastic.
It was 1 year of program there. Then I had to transfer over to Sisters of Charity Hospital for the rest 4 years of my surgical training.
Okay.
That too in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
And I learned from very learned surgical uh, teachers
Mhm.
the art of surgery.
Beautiful. If I could just pause you over there, sorry about that, because I want to go to Veena. It was during this time you were a housewife taking care of the house in Buffalo, New York. Sir was busy doing his learning to be a surgeon of his own might. And that's when you got involved with different activities, and that slowly led you into, of all the things, into Taekwondo. Now, with it's a fundamental mindset. Why would a lady from one part of India get into a sport which is totally unknown to that part of India? So, what was your story behind Taekwondo of all the things? I mean, people would think about, okay, you could go get into yoga or dancing or something like that. But Taekwondo is people take a step back.
When I moved to Buffalo, New York, in India, I was a psychology teacher,
Oh, you were
and
a psychologist? Okay.
I wanted to maintain my teaching credentials the rest of my life. But as I was in Buffalo, I could not continue anything because my accent was different. My way of life was different. I was wearing three-piece Indian pajamas, kurta, and high
Okay.
heel, and I'm walking there, and it was like I'm a foreigner, and
Okay.
nobody knew who I am, and I didn't know who anybody else is, my neighbors or anybody. I just wanted to go back. Then one day I got frustrated and I said, I have to do something. The stress is building so much. I wrote to my mom, I want to come back. As an Indian traditional mom, she never answered my letter. And I said, she loves me. She will always be there for me. What happened to my mom? And then second letter, three letter, no. Then I came to know through my sister. She says, now you are married, your life is with your husband. Good or bad, whatever he provides, you have to stand next to him.
Okay.
And I learned growing up, but I did not practice that much. I was still in the air. So then I started going taekwondo school so that I could have a little stress off.
Okay.
So little by little, Buffalo area was still not that advanced for women to go in taekwondo school. But as you asked, why did I start? Because the stress inside was building so much. I was waiting for him at home. Sometimes he's on call 2 days at night, 2 nights, and all the morning. I didn't know how to cook Indian food. I didn't know where to buy grocery, anything. So there, to release that stress, to release that pain, I went into Taekwondo to release
Okay.
my stress. And
Okay.
that is how I learned how to sleep well without any medication or without any alcohol.
Okay. And so now, if you go a little further, there came a time wherein you were doing taekwondo and then you moved into yoga also. So you were involved with both taekwondo and yoga, and Sir was busy growing in his own way. Areas of you all moved into the West Coast, San Francisco, the Bay Area, etc., and started working over there. How did
May
your
I
sorry?
intervene?
Yeah, sure.
San Francisco was a trip to attend a American College of Surgeons meeting,
That
Okay,
is
and
motivated.
that was a
Motivation.
motivation for us to consider moving from cold Buffalo to a little warmer environment uh,
okay.
in California.
So then we wrote for the
So that's what was the reason we moved finally to Southern California.
So my question: which year did you all move to Southern California?
In
1981.
1981. Okay. So by then the children are already growing up.
Yes.
You all are growing, getting into a new space, new neighbors, new environment. You're still pursuing your taekwondo and yoga. Three kids. You're going back here and the thing. How did you all do a balance of life overall?
The struggles of his surgical practice were anonymous, enormous.
Yeah.
They people were wonderful. They are wonderful. We are in the same community for the last 40 plus years.
Beautiful. Okay.
But the only thing was medical politics.
Hmm.
They did not want any foreign surgeon to settle in Laguna Beach. They wanted all American whites.
That was at that point of
That
time.
was the politics.
Okay.
But we are in the same community. They love us, we love them. So it was just a materialistic way of living that only whites deserve to be surgeons in Laguna Beach, not
Mhm.
foreigners.
Okay.
But we decided, my husband being so humble, he said, I'm not going to fight with anyone. I'm going to do my duty. I am a good surgeon. I will do my surgical practice as long as we can survive. So I started working in his office to cut
Okay.
down the cost. Our
Okay.
children, one was in high school, college. I will drive them, I'll take them, then I take care of his office all day. I had two part-time girls working for me.
Okay.
It worked out great.
Oh, great. And sir, how did you manage the professional? I mean, you professional work was one particular part, but then what was required around that you had to still, I would say, blend with the crowd or keep that particular balance. Wherein, because if you come with that stress back home, it would have been a different way of working at it, right?
Can I add a little bit to my qualification?
Sure, please.
When we were still in Buffalo, New York, we came as an exchange visitor
Okay.
program,
Mhm.
and we had no intention to settle in this country at that time.
Oh, that's okay.
But for that reason, I wanted to have a degree, postgraduate degree, which was accepted in India as well.
Okay.
So I took my fellowship examination of the Royal College of Surgeons of Canada from Buffalo going to Toronto and for part one of that examination, and to
Okay.
Montreal for part two of the examination. So I became a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of Canada in 1969.
Okay.
And after my surgical training in Buffalo, I started my practice. Initially, 6 months solo practice, then joined my other surgical colleagues who invited me to join. And I practiced another uh, 10 years in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
And during that time, of course, I got my American Board of Surgery qualifications and became a fellow of the American College of Surgeons.
Ah, good question.
So I thought I had enough of qualification and be accepted into wherever I go in USA.
Okay.
Of course, California is a different bird,
Okay. I will
and
not go. I will not go over there.
especially
Uh,
Southern California.
I won't go into that particular area.
But
Just to be on the, yeah.
but Veena explained the medical politics. My patients were happy with me,
Okay.
and that was
Happy
the
today.
respect which I got back from my patients, which kept me going.
Okay.
Even though I didn't make enough earnings in local area, I had to uh, go to another city for a second uh, hospital work, where my other friends invited me to share their office and do practice there with them. So between the two, I was able to maintain my living, not very exorbitant living, but enough for Southern California style.
Fantastic. So here, the another question which comes up is that you had a practice. She got involved with taekwondo and yoga, and you all evolved as a family. But when it comes to a point about the word burnout, like today, that word is used every second or third person. Maybe I'm generalizing it, but a lot of people say, "Oh, I need a break. I need to do this particular thing. I need to do that particular thing. I'm so tired." How did y'all manage that type of environment? Because, Sarv, I've known about doctors. Y'all work for 25 hours a day, so it is. I know it is quite tasking. And again, Veena, you taking care of two, three kids and growing family, different emotions, etc. So, how was that element that y'all held things together?
It's again trust and respect on each other. I learned growing up in India.
Okay,
Jaan jai par aarna jai.
okay,
Maintain your respect. Keep your family going.
okay,
That is my goal. That was my foundation from my family, my in-laws, my parents, both sides.
okay,
Sarah being the most honest, decent human being on earth, I had seen his sincerity. So I felt that in Buffalo, I saw him rising so high up. We moved to California because of the weather. It was my saying that let's move to California. I felt guilty. I should help him till the death to make his practice successful.
okay,
So I
fantastic.
tried day and night. One evening I did mention when he, after dinner, snoring, and I am struggling with the paperwork. The kids are sleeping, everybody, and I'm doing the paperwork. And then next morning I said, it is your practice, and I work the whole night. I can't even get more than 4 hours sleep. How do you do that? He says, I have faith on God, so I sleep. You don't have faith on God, so that's why you struggle. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, God has sent me somebody, so I sleep good with faith. You don't have faith, so you struggle. I said, who has sent to you? He said, you. So that I felt for a minute, is it slavery? That I take care of the children, I take care of the house, I take care of your office, and then I can sleep. He said, no, it is a trust. I know that you will balance the budget, you won't overspend, and you will take care of the kids. So that's why I sleep good, because I have to go in the morning and operate on my patients. If I
Okay,
am not in balance, how can I do that?
true. Okay,
So I supported him 100%.
beautiful. With this, I'll come to the next kind of important question, and one of the final questions which I'll be coming into is that how long since you have retired, Sarf?
I retired from my general surgical practice 1969.
No, but currently after in
Oh, oh,
California.
no, no, 19, well,
1990,
19,
90.
1996, I retired from general surgery, and then I joined California Department of Corrections.
Okay, that was for 11 years.
2 years as physician surgeon and chief physician surgeon, and then 11 years as chief medical officer of a state prison.
Okay,
So total 13 years.
okay. So when was time when you said goodbye to the office environment?
2009.
2009. So from 2009, which is 15 years, counting today, how do you all manage to keep yourself so young and active and full of, in our language, what we call it as Josh or the spirit? How do you all manage that? How do you, because when I see y'all, the way y'all are, so it's not all about just physically but mentally also. There's so much of enthusiasm because I've had the privilege of talking to y'all guys before. How do y'all manage to keep that momentum up? What this question would be, just being mindful of the time, is that what are the lessons that you could give to the audience that's listening to this podcast?
Well, we wanted to stay healthy for each other and not be a burden on our children. Uh, so, for that reason, just staying in the house, it was not good enough for both of us. She was involved with taekwondo and then yoga, and I was involved with tennis as
Okay,
my uh, healthy lifestyle activity.
okay,
I still play tennis for 5 days a week, uh, and I did took yoga classes before at the club. Both I was a student of Veena ji and also of other yoga teachers at the club, and I developed enough of understanding basic yoga, rejuvenation yoga, that I get to do it every day now at home
okay,
or 30 minutes.
okay,
And that keeps me focused both in physically and mentally, relaxed that way too. Body is stays a little bit nimble, uh, unlike in tennis when it becomes a little stiff. So,
okay. That's
and
that's
of course, I to keep my mind occupied. I'm I take learning Spanish on a daily basis on Duolingo.
that's
Today was my 1258th continuous day of learning on Duolingo.
beautiful. So you're not only keeping your body fit, but also you're keeping your mind also active. And of course, I heard the beautiful word what Veena ji had mentioned about being humble, being truthful, being sincere in what you're doing. And I think so that also helps us in our own growth. Veena, do you have anything to add on to this?
Well, I just say in every family, in every household, on in every academic practice, if we let the ego go, that will be the ideal way to survive in this world. Ego is a very bad holistic religion. We live with that. If we can let that go, that is what I learned through Ananda Yoga, and I pass on to my children and my grandchildren.
Fantastic. And guys who are listening to this particular podcast, I will be putting out Veena ji's connection and which other yoga places that she's working around with. And if you'll need to, please connect with her on LinkedIn, wherein I am putting out this podcast. And it was for me, it was a beautiful, I don't say it was a podcast. For me, it was a beautiful journey just listening snippets because this 25 plus minutes has not been very that I could really see the entire expansion. What I saw was just a teaser trailer of your life. But I sincerely hope some people can get some inspiration about what we started about making relationships grow, trusting one another, knowing that each one of you all is the strength for one another, being for one another, being truthful to one another, and seeing the growth or seeing the joy of both of you all coming together. I've seen that's what's happened about your yoga. And then again, you'll give a amazing thing about how to keep your body and mind. And of course, with, yoga coming in, there's also soul regeneration, which takes place. So, Veena, I'm absolutely incredibly thankful for your time and space that you all have given me for this particular podcast.
I say that and life is the integration, East and West, Taekwondo and Ananda Yoga, and modify your body and mind. Don't be too stiff.
Yes, that's a very good advice. Is that don't be too stiff because nowadays people have got such a stiff mindset.
No,
Okay,
that doesn't
and
work.
Doctor, do you have anything, any parting words?
Well, appreciate the time you gave us, and appreciate the time the audience will give us in the future.
Hopefully, let's see. Thank you so very much, and have a good rest of the day and rest of the week.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you. Please visit us when you can.